Hey everybody, Tal here, and today I want to talk about the nature of reality and more specifically, how we can shield ourselves from all of the different dangers and uncertainties that we're experiencing in our world right now. Stay tuned, this is going to be so very important for all of us. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Choosing to Connect, the place to love your life by living from love. And as I said, today we want to talk about all of the uncertainty that our world is heading into right now as the administration is changing in the US and in Europe. You have all the chaos, right? In the US, we should say that this is accompanied by a lot of turmoil, a lot of tension, and then in Europe you have a lot of chaos in the streets, though we don't hear a lot about it, but there's a lot of problems in Europe right now, and the governments there are changing. People are leaving office. Leaders who were in office for many years are now changing. So the world is heading into a lot of uncertainty, a lot of pressure, and unfortunately a lot of danger as well. And as we watch this unfolding of events, how the world is kind of, I would say, even free falling into situations that are more and more pressureful as the pandemic continues to grow. And we also see, especially in my country right now, in Israel, there's a lot of vaccination taking place, and yet the numbers are still rising. So what we need to understand from all of this is that the ways, the means in which we're trying to solve our problems are not working. We cannot solve this current problem with vaccines alone. We cannot solve this current problem with politics and with all the division and all the hatred and all the animosity that we're living in. We can't solve our problems in this way. What we need to understand and how we're going to shield ourselves, this is where I get to the solution. What we need to understand is that what's actually happening right now is not some random virus that came along, but an actual transition of humanity or a shift into higher levels of consciousness. I've been talking about this a lot on my channel, but I feel that right now at this point of time, it's important to go back to this and refresh our memory about what's actually happening and what is so important for us to be doing right now. So we're shifting. We're shifting from the old world, which was individualistic, egoistic. We were living in a state of separateness and all of the different problems that came along with that. It was a world that many people are understanding now that we don't want to go back to. We don't want to go back to working all those hours, stressing out, not feeling happiness, chasing materialistic goals, only to realize they never made us happy to begin with. We don't want to go back to systems that were corrupted, systems that were not really serving us, not societies that were not really built around our happiness, around our well-being, around the values of family, of connection, but around very different values of materialism and competition and selfish gain and all of these problems. We're leaving all of that behind. All of that is falling apart right now. And a lot of the lies that we've been hearing are being revealed and shown to us. So it's a time of recognition of evil. That is what is called in spirituality. We're recognizing egoism and all that it has done to our world and to our lives, both within us and without us and outside of us. So when we see it outside of us, we should really remember that this is just a picture of what is happening within ourselves, because the world is a reflection of ourselves. So there's really a shift that is happening in the world at large and within each and every one of us. Now, nature, what it wants of us, nature, the higher system, God, source, you can call it the universe, whatever you want to call it, but this higher system is pressuring us to make this shift consciously. And until we do that, all of this external pressure is going to continue to add up more and more. And the shift that we need to make is exactly closing that gap between our external interconnected state and the separate level of consciousness, or the egoistic level of consciousness on which we are as a humanity. And to do that, we need to move closer to interconnectedness on the inside. This means thinking about other people, thinking about the world, wanting it to heal, sending our love, sending our prayers for the connection and the healing of the world, so that all people will feel this oneness, will feel that we are not separate, that we are all influencing each other all the time. And to really understand that my well-being depends on your well-being, that our health depends on the health of everybody else. And we see that tangibly right now. We need everybody else to be healthy for us to be healthy. So this is the lesson that nature wants to teach us, that we are one thing, we are one body. And we need to connect our hearts so that this body will have a mutual mind, a mutual heart to lead it in the right direction. As long as we're all separate, thinking our own thoughts, worrying only about our own things and competing with each other, and not collaborating, fighting each other over politics, over everything we've been fighting over, then we're not helping this process happen positively. We're going through the birth in a negative way. We're staying head up and we're not turning around to go with the flow. So what we want to do is stop fighting each other. I know it's difficult because we have this impulse of telling our other people what we think and changing other people's minds, but that is so futile. We see it over and over and over. So we want to start posting about unity. Start posting about connection. Start posting about the evolutionary shift that wants to happen and how we can do that together as a humanity. Start being an agent of change in this shift, because when you do that, that's how you begin to shield yourself. Because when you begin to think these thoughts of unity and connection and care, and to speak these words and to try and influence others to think about it as well, then you're vibrating at a higher level and you're actually becoming more equivalent to this vibration of nature, of the womb that is outside of us. You're becoming more alike to the mother and more connected to the system and its goal for us. So you're aligning yourself with a higher goal and purpose. And by doing that, you're creating greater harmony for yourself, around you, and for everybody else as well. Because this is a holographic universe. The change that you undergo influences the system immediately. So the more that you can change yourself around from self-concern to care for other people, for experiencing yourself as part of the whole, as a very special, important, and needed part of the whole, the more you protect yourself, you align yourself, and you create more safety, health, positivity, and positive growth for everybody else. So that is what's happening right now. We're going to be experiencing more and more turmoil, more and more change, things, old ways of thinking, old patterns, old perceptions falling apart, a lot of lies, a lot of negativity showing up in our consciousness for us to heal it, for us to see through it, to choose a new way. And the more that we do that, we consciously choose connection, which we consciously choose to feel that we are dependent upon each other and to express ourselves in that way and to send our thoughts and our prayers for humanity, then the more we quicken the process and make it go swiftly, easily, smoothly, and beautifully, because ultimately we are heading towards a very beautiful reality, a reality of oneness, of eternal existence, of bliss, of light, of simply existing in our true form, in the true state from which we came and are now going back to. And I'll be happy to talk more about that. So leave me your comments and let me know what you thought, what you need so that you can feel safe right now and more happy and more secure in the process that we're all in together. Let's help each other do that. Subscribe to my channel to hear about more videos that come out, and share this with anybody you think needs to hear it, because the more people hear about it and the more we can do this together, the better things will turn out. So I'm sending you a big hug right now and really strengthening you to remember how important you are and that your voice does matter. Your intention has a huge influence on the world outside of you. Never forget that. So let's keep creating this positive change together and stay healthy and well. Bye for now.